Alas, Transformers Cyberverse is over. Gone too soon, but still left a great impression with the time it was here. In honor of that short-lived legacy, I wanted to pay respects by taking a peek at this proud pantomime villain. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Cyberverse Deluxe Starscream. Right up front, I'll say this is one of the best Cyberverse Deluxe figures to be released so far, which I guess makes it one of the best Cyberverse figures ever. Seriously, have you seen the others? Sure, it represents our cyber stud superbly, but even beyond that, this is just a good, fun toy. You can tell the design was somewhat inspired by the G1 look, but modernized and stylized and reimagined to squeeze old Screamer into the 21st century. Starting out with the joints on this figure, they are fantastic. You can shake this thing around all you want and it's not going anywhere. And yet it's not too tight either, which makes him super enjoyable to pose around, and it always looks so good. The articulation in general is actually really impressive, and because of how sturdy his joints are, he can articulate like an absolute acrobat. I particularly love how you can position his wings however you choose, a bit like a butterfly. The illusion does start to fade a bit when you look from behind. The back of his legs are hollower than my aspirations, but I get that this is to assist the transformation, and this is just a deluxe after all, so hey, I'll allow it. One of my favorite things about this figure though is the head sculpt. For such a small component, it just looks so detailed and defined with his radiant red eyes, and you know I'm a sucker for a silver painted face. Starscream serving some looks. The colors up here applied appropriately, with the blues not so much overpowering but still very much present, and the lovely orange-yellow cockpit. I would have preferred if they had painted the lines on the inside of the wings red to better match the show, but you know what, I think I'll be alright. For accessories, Screamy features these two null rays that mount on his arms, fulfilling that close enough to the G1 quota, which actually adds very nicely to the playability. Additionally, he comes with these blast effects which plug into his weapons like so, as well as this one that looks like it's firing 3 rockets at once, which looks sensationally awesome. He also has these sculpted in pegs to attach these blast effects on his lower chest area, which, look, this is a family show, alright? I'm not gonna say what this looks like, but yeah, that's something else you could do, I guess. Despite the lopsided reputation of the Cyberverse toy line up to this point, Starscream here is nothing short of a delight. He's a visually vivacious, vainglorious villain, and delivers on everything that made the Cyberverse aesthetic so endearing. What can I say? He's a Scream! The transformation follows through on that fun, and it's actually really nuanced for a relatively small Starscream. This is such a unique and interesting transformation where everything moves around in all different ways, and the way the wings work is pretty genius. Now, Cyberverse Starscream here transforms into this very stylized looking jet thing. I can't tell if this is meant to be a specific one, but based on what images I could find, this does do a good job representing what he turns into. I feel like I warm up to it every time I look at it. I love the nose cone, looking all slick and forked out like a harpoon. The cockpit section is made out of this yellow-orange translucent plastic, which somehow manages to still feel tough and sturdy, which means I won't have nightmares about breaking it. The wings look splayed out and proud, looking very angular. Again, I wish there was more red paint, but hey, I'll survive. The jet does seem to lose its glamour from the underside, but this has kind of been a running thing with every jet mode since 1984, so I can overlook this. As with the robot mode, you can attach the null rays to his arms to complete the look to make him look like a real fighting jet. And there you go, that's Cyberverse Deluxe Starscream. I know it's easy to dismiss the other Cyberverse toys as being for tiny babies and whatnot, but we have to remember that the target demographic for this stuff is children. That's why G1 existed, that's why Cyberverse existed, and that's why Deluxe Starscream exists. And this figure really shines as a fun, all-encompassing Starscream figure that can really appeal to anyone who likes to entertain that part of themselves that still likes to have fun. Am I saying this is the be-all end-all of Starscreams? Not really, but this didn't need to be. On its own merits, it's a great deluxe figure that knows how to be really smart with its given simplicity, much like Transformers Cyberverse itself. I really can't wait to see what's to come in the future, and I'd love to see more Cyberverse Deluxes, but if this is the last wave, then it sure went out like a superstar. Scream. Now go seize that day.